Hello students, myself Dr. Sneha Chaurasiya. I am here to teach you business strategy. Today's topic is evolution and fundamental of business. In order to understand the fundamental of business and in order to understand how business has evolved time to time, we have to first understand what is a business and what determines business. Business is determined by a market. Without a market, a business cannot be run. And you must be wondering how come in past and ancient time market was developed? How ancient people were doing their work? How they were conducting their day-to-day activities? How things were being brought up to them? So for your kind information, I would like to inform you that the first business work which they did was the barter system. Many of you may be aware of the barter system. Yes, barter system means exchange of goods. Actually, market and business it determines the economy of the country. And here trade and commerce it has played an important role in growth of an economy from time to time. If you remember our past, how our ancestors were doing, what they were doing, and how they were doing. For example, if you have remembered in your social sciences about the Harappan civilization and Mohenjo-daro, yes, they were regarded as the first and the most advanced commercial cities in the third millennium before Christ in the Indian subcontinent. These cities they were well designed for the market. People here during third millennium itself they were working hard. They were doing their business. Whereas the Persians all over the world they were not aware. Most of the places in the world apart from Indian continent, other places also people were doing. But if we try to understand about the Indian contextual, they were the first Persians. They were the first civilization which did all these activities. Now see, what determines the work? What determines the economic world? Actually, lots of things are there which determines the economic world from ancient to the modern civilization. If we take in the consideration the physical environment of Indian subcontinent, it has helped it in the involving as a major power in economic world from ancient times itself. If you might have studied about the Silk Route, yes, Silk Route, the route of two different countries through which the silk were transferred from one place to another place was regarded as the Silk Route. Now, why Silk Route was there? What was the use of that Silk Route? Actually, lots of kings they tied knot that after understanding different things, liking the things from different countries, they determined the trade system. They started the trade system, and this trade system, one of the biggest example is the Silk Route. It helped in the progress in terms of domestic and international trade. Our first international trade can be regarded as the Silk Route also. Now, how trade and commerce was spread all over the world? Is it easy to exchange goods without knowing the weight? No, it's not. If someone asks you that give me an apple, I'll give you a pumpkin. You'll be happy because you are having a profit. Instead of an apple, you are getting a big pumpkin over there. But it's not good. It is not good thing. Afterwards, people started thinking, oh, we are getting so many problem. We are getting lots of problem. After giving big things, we are getting smaller things in the quantity. So the first word, quantity, it hunted the mind of the people, human being. So what they started doing, they started thinking, why not to innovate or invent something so that actual things could be gained in exchange of the goods. So the first thing which entered their mind was to introduce coin and the weight system. Napoleon Bonaparte, he is also regarded as the person who introduced the measurement system also. different types of coins and weighting practices started. It started from place to place. It started from, you see, it differed from place to place. If it was in India, it was different. If it was in Europe, it was different. If it was in America, it differed. If it was just your neighboring country also, it differed. So what happened? They started the use of the metallic things. Why metallic things? Because they were now aware that this metallic supplement was very expensive in terms of exchange of the commodities or the goods. They used these metallic objects as the money. Again, the advancement, it started advancing time to time. Documents such as hundi and chitti were used. You know, hundi. In hundi and chitti, you can spread thing. You can do in exchange of letters or in exchange of anything. You will be getting the commodity. Different after that, different type of banking system also came. Banking was derived from the word bankers. So banking people started they working on the benches, and then similarly different way in this type of works started. Indigenous banking system played an important role. Rise of the intermediaries took place. If I am not aware of where to sell my thing, I have produced something. So intermediaries played a vital role. Transport of inland and maritime helped. You know, transportation had played a vital role in the spread of business internationally. Spread of business from one place to another. Because with the help of transportation, goods could be transported from one place to another place. Again, the trading of communities it strengthened. Trading became a very familiar thing for the businessman. Here, hundi it is an instrument of exchange which was used in Indian subcontinent. It involved a contract. You know, contract. Contract means bond between two different people. Here, a contract which first warrants the payment of money, the promise or order which is unconditional. It means that if you transport your thing from one place to another on the basis of that hundi, you will be getting your money, and it is the warranty card. It can be used as the warranty card. In exchange of hundi, we were capable of change through transfer by valid negotiation. We could do some negotiation. You know, negotiation. We can negotiate whether the price could be high or small. Whatsoever written over there, we can negotiate over there. So we can study. We will be studying about the hundi. It was practiced by different Indian merchants in different places in different way. Let's see here. The first one was dhanijo, darshani, payable to one any person, no liability over who received the payment. This was the first one. Second one was shahajo, darshani, payable to a specific person, someone respectable, liability over who received payment. Farmanjo, darshani, hundi made payable to order. Dekhanhar, darshani, payable to the presenter or bearer. Darshani jo, muddati, payable to any person, no liability over who received payment, but payment over a fixed term. It means that muddati, we can say the fixed. It's in English, it's fixed, and it's for the fixed term. Farmanjo, it's also muddati type. Hundi made payable to order following a fixed term. Jokhmi, muddati, drawn against dispatched goods. If goods lost in transit, the drawer or holder bears the cost and the drawee carries no liability. Okay, so indigenous banking system, it helped in lending money and financing domestic and foreign trade with currency and letter of credit. LC in short form, which is practiced nowadays also. Nowadays also LLC is used in as the core or main thing when it's the international trade system. People began to deposit precious metals with bankers called sets. You know, sets, they used to take the precious metals and in exchange they used to give money. Money became an instrument for supplying the manufacturers with a means of producing more goods. Actually, without money, we cannot buy anything. So, money played a vital role. They used it as an instrument to buy raw materials for the manufacturers so that they could produce more goods and sell, and then again they could be earning money. Rise of intermediaries. Here, intermediaries I say to the persons who are in the middle, the middleman. Brokers, commission agents, distributions. The brokers, they take some amount and then they make a connection between two different traders for wholesale and retail goods. Here, wholesalers, when a manufacturer is manufacturing goods, it is not sold to the retailer directly, rather it is sold to the wholesalers. After adding certain price, wholesalers dispatch it to the retailers. Intermediaries provided security to the manufacturers by taking responsibility for risk involved. It means that whatsoever is being sold, the intermediaries have to take the risk. What they do? These brokers, these commission agents, they took some commission and they assure that there won't be any risk while selling of any of the goods. The emergence of credit transaction and availability of loan and advances enhanced commercial operation. If we assume something in current scenario, without any risk, a business couldn't be run. Business is based on the basis of risk. Financial risk is the first one. Loss of goods, second one. So, credit transaction. Here it will be bearing the financial risk. It means that we are selling our commodity or goods. The manufacturer are selling this to the wholesalers and the retailers, giving to them on the low credit without taking any money. After the selling of the goods, they will be repaying them. After taking their profit amount, they will be repaying to the manufacturer. So these were the things which played one of the major role. Transport by land and water was popular in ancient time. Exactly, they were regarded as the cheapest means of the trading and cheapest means of the transportation. Transport by land, it's very easy to transport from one place to another place. Marine, it means the water transport. After the discovery of the railway during World War I, it became much more popular. It connected various cities, it connected various countries, and the trade became very popular. Here, trading community strengthened. How? Different parts of the country had different communities dominated trade. Example, Punjabi and Multani merchants in northern India, Vats in Gujarat and Rajasthan, Mahajans from western India, etc. Merchant corporations were formed. Merchants communities derived power and prestige from guilds, which were autonomous corporations formed to protect interest of traders. It means that different parts of the country had different communities, dominated trade. It means that if we can say that in Kashmir, we are having apple, Kashmiri apple. We are having in Goa a different commodity. We are having cotton in different places. Multan is very famous for the Multani metals, and see the commodities which is produced in that particular area. They dominate and they make their own community. It means that trading community, business corporation, business communities, and they play as a backbone for each other, because it's very risky for trading in any places. Now here, these corporations, they frame their own rules of membership. If different corporation is having their own members and the membership terms are different. They are having the professional code of conduct. How to manage and where to manage, what are the things to be managing, this place. Even the kings were supposed to accept and respect. actually kings, they were very much respecting the businessmen. They were fascinated by the work done by these businessmen, these traders, because they brought the sample of the things to the king, and then when the king liked it, they used to give approval of selling of those things in their own country. The guild chief dealt directly with long or tax collection and settled the market toll on behalf of its fellow men at a fixed sum of money. It means that everywhere a chief is there, a chief who determines each and everything of that particular community. You know, chief are always regarded as the top most and the most courageous and most non person who can do each and every activity fluently, effectively. In our country, major trade centers were Patliputra, Peshawar, Takshila, Indraprasth, Mathura, Varanasi, Mithila, Ujjain, Surat, Kachi, Madura, Broch, Kavaripata, Tamrailipati. What is here? Our cloth, our textile industry flourished that time. These major trade centers, they flourished the jewelry, textile, and they became popular not only in India, different parts of India, rather all over the world also. So major exports and imports were spices. Actually, Indian spices, it attracted Britishers also, French people also. All over the world, they were fascinated and they were very much excited by the Indian food, spices, indigo, opium, sesame oil, cotton, live animals, and the animal products like fur, pearls. You know, Britishers, they were attracted. Most of the Portuguese, the French, the Dutch, they came, they attacked India, and only Britishers were very much successful and they dominated India very well. In search of Indian spices, cotton, opium, indigo farming, if you are aware of all these things, you must be knowing how much our Indian things were exciting the foreigners, right? So imports were horses, animal products, Chinese silk, flax and liner, gold, silver, tin, etc. So this was the thing which should be understood by us, how Indian market flourished from ancient to current time. We can have here position of Indian subcontinents in the world economy. It's up to 1991. So in the first 32%, the largest regional contribution was there. 1080, 32%, the largest regional contribution. Again in 155 it became the second in regional share. Later on, 1600, 24.41%, 1780, 24.46%, 1700 to 1750 AD, it becomes 25% of world's industrial output. 1850 AD to 5, it declined to 5 to 10%. 1970s, it became 9.2% world income. British Empire, I have discussed to you earlier how Britishers invaded India and how they had dominated the Indian market in the sake of their own will and selfishness. It declined our country. 1980, it declined to 2% of the global industrial output. 1913 AD, it became again 5.4% during the British Empire. 1991 AD, economic liberalization was started, and slowly and steadily it was trying to overcome to the problem. In 1973 AD, it was 3.1%, and later 1952, it was 3.8% world's income. So economic liberalization, it started till 1991 AD. Now we are in India, we are having lots of persons who is not only dominating the world, they are regarded as world's richest persons, and world's richest billionaires are residing in India. They are not only just richest, rather they are working so hard and they are dominating the international market with their work, that the whole world is being devastated. Okay, Thank you. Have a nice day.